Hello, so today I'll be doing my final presentation for the COE professional internship course that I took this summer. So here's the agenda for today, kind of what we'll be going through. So for the introduction, a little bit about me. So my name's Andrew Garner. I'm a financial analysis and management major. I'm a senior right now. I'll be graduating in December. So I took a lot of summer courses and gonna get done in 3.5 years. Some of the clubs that I'm involved in, I'm in the Student Managed Investment Fund, which is the Eagle Fund. That's kind of a course and not a club. I'm in the Student Trading and Optimization Club, Stock Club, and I'm a member of the Accounting Society as well. So some of the interests I have, I love reading. I go fishing all the time, avid fisherman, and I do a lot of research on individual companies for my own portfolio and for the Student Managed Investment Fund through FGCU. So I do a lot of equity and fixed income research. So about my internship, I entered with JP Morgan Private Bank, and so I'll tell you a little bit about what that experience was like this summer. So JP Morgan PB is Private Bank. The internship title was Asset and Wealth Management, the Summer Analyst Program. So that's what I went through. My location was in Naples. Time frame, it actually goes until August 9th, but I did a little off-cycle internship, so that's why I'm doing this course kind of 3/4 of the way through the internship. I'm doing this presentation. And so some of my references were professors and mentors at FGCU, as well as mentor at Bank of America Private Bank that I worked with through the FGCU mentorship program. And so high-level description, I work with high net worth individuals to help them build wealth, manage investments, build out their portfolios, employ estate planning tactics, and provide a full suite of private banking services to these clients. So various tasks. I really worked with bankers who are financial advisors and the full-time analysts to manage clients' accounts and build wealth plans, atlases, those are for estate planning, portfolio insights. I would run those on clients' portfolios, and I would really help them strategize, forecast, and build their wealth for the future generations, their kids, their friends, family, charities. I used a lot of technical skills to learn the proprietary JP Morgan operating system. I bind and build a lot of pitch decks with the analysts. I did a lot of their prep work for meetings with the high net worth clients. I built elaborate prospecting models. So that was where Excel sheets where I allowed the bankers to focus on onboarding a niche set of wealthy individuals, and they're required to have over 10 million assets under management minimum with us. So I had to do all the prospecting behind that. I also took a lot of notes from firm-wide portfolio manager calls, and I distributed them to the whole of Greater Florida and mostly our bank, but I was with Tampa, Miami, Orlando, all of those, I would distribute the notes. So what were some of the career goals? What are my career goals, and how did my internship align with them? So my career goals, I really wanted to learn about the investment industry as a whole and then decide which area within that I wanted to explore further. So the private bank was a great resource for that. I want to receive a return offer from JP Morgan Private Bank and become a full-time analyst. I won't know until August 8th, but they told me I was on track for that as of right now. So after that, I would finish the 2-year analyst program and hopefully get promoted to associate, and then eventually do 1.5 years as associate and move into a banker role where you have your own book of work, manage clients' money individually, and just work with the JP Morgan Bank team to help high net worth individuals grow their wealth and plan for succession, as I talked about earlier. So some of the learning outcomes, what were 3 key learning outcomes I achieved? One, I really built a foundational knowledge about private bank functions, the skills needed to manage the behind the scenes workflow, and how to build relationships with those high net worth individuals. So some of the tasks that helped me with that: shadowing bankers and analysts, learning the workflow, firm-wide Zoom calls I talked about earlier, as well as exploring the investment opportunities and strategies and platforms that are offered through JP Morgan. So I also learned how to build wealth plans for clients and prospects so that they can really see their overall wealth, what risks they can and can't take, and some of their goals for the near future and the legacy. And we put that all together in what's called a wealth plan. So I used Wealth Plan Plus to create these individualized plans for the clients and prospects to help them really visualize their investments, their wealth, and their future as a whole. Lastly, I also learned how to open a lot of accounts, so brokerage, saving, individual retirement accounts, alternative investment platforms, revocable, irrevocable trusts, all of these accounts through JP Morgan's onboarding system. And so I used Connect, that's kind of their proprietary operating system, to enter all this information in. And I also got to communicate like regulations like Reg BI and CRS to clients and learn about how those worked and the restrictions bankers have. So my supervisor, what did I learn from my intern, or mine's an analyst manager? So Mia Hyatt, great friend now, she was my intern supervisor. She's a banker and a VP, vice president. Past position, she was actually a portfolio manager at Finemark Bank. And so her desk was right next to mine. And so I got to talk to her a lot. And what she really taught me was a lot of time management, how to manage the workflow of everything coming in and out of the inbox, which analysts should jump on which tasks that come through, and how to communicate with bankers about that. And really, time management is huge in the analyst role. She actually taught me a lot about fixed income investing. So that's like bonds, any sort of income that comes in from coupons on a bond, and that's how people generate income when they have investments in fixed income. And so she used to be a portfolio manager at Finemark in the fixed income section. So I got to talk to her a lot about that and pick her brain on it. She taught me a lot about the fee schedules related to JP Morgan and their in-house managed portfolios and the different tiers that go along with that, as well as the overall functions of a private bank. I would go to her with any questions that I had. She would explain where we sit within JP Morgan. The private bank is in the asset and wealth management side, and kind of just go through all the functions that we do: lending, estate planning, investing, all of the above. So what was my biggest contribution this summer? Well, so far, it was a big prospecting project. So what is prospecting? It's kind of like finding clients, and that's difficult when you have to have a $10 million minimum for assets under management with the firm. So what I did, I built this model that was for a niche sector. And so the niche sector that I did was home builders, contractors, and developers within Southwest Florida. And I would pick top CEOs, top executives there, owners, founders, kids of the founders, any of these family offices as well, and kind of go through, find their information, find their qualifications, if they have any recent sales, anything with their company, and kind of build out a spreadsheet model for one of the bankers. And that was Rich, my managing director. And he was able to utilize that and already has multiple client meetings because of it, which is really cool to see that come to fruition. So professionalism, how did I grow in my professionalism throughout the internship? Well, I really matured in my knowledge of investment vehicles, because there's a countless amount of investment vehicles on this platform. And so I learned a lot about that and how clients can use specific strategies or products to achieve their financial goals. So for example, I learned how managed equity portfolios work, donor advised funds, how they can give to charities, revocable and irrevocable trusts, why we use them for specific reasons and specific families. I also developed a personal brand through acting in a manner that was fitting for the office and professional workforce. Example, I wear a suit every day. I get to practice presenting. Like, this is kind of what I'll do a lot during the day, is present PowerPoints and things like this. And also timeliness is very big. Scheduling meetings, being there on time. You've got Zoom meetings throughout the day, and you got to be on time. So I also grew professionally through developing meaningful relationships and connections with the private bank. I got to meet with all the bankers. We have 12 in the office, and I had coffee chats with them and really did informational interviews with each and every one of those, and was able to grow my network professionally and develop myself professionally as well. So how does my internship relate to my coursework? Well, my knowledge about certain investment vehicles that I learned in my coursework, like security analysis and the Eagle Fund, money and capital markets, was really useful working on the wealth plans I talked about earlier, as well as running the portfolio insights to see people's overall build out of their portfolio. And so I really wanted to touch on this. Municipal yields, that's municipal bonds, which are sold by state and local authorities. And so I learned a lot about those in my security analysis class, and what I was able to do is apply that to my capstone. And my capstone project, I had a fictitious client that I would build out this wealth plan for, and I got to use municipal securities, which is where you don't have to pay the federal income tax on it, and then you don't have to pay your state income tax if you buy it from the state that you reside in. And so this guy was in California, high state tax, so he was able to generate a lot of income with that tax-free basis, which is very, very helpful. So that class helped. Student Managed Investment Fund, again, prepared me for pitching investment ideas and strategies. Security analysis coursework, again, a lot of portfolio construction, asset allocation, scenario analysis, Monte Carlo simulations, all of that applied to my everyday work. So impact. What was my impact this summer on my career, education, or the community as a whole? So for my career, I was able to develop an understanding of the investment, private banking, and financial industries to really help me decide what areas I want to explore in the future, whether that's asset and wealth management, commercial banking, retail banking. So I was really able to develop that for my career, which is helpful. Education, I not only became educated on technical knowledge within the investment field, but I really learned how to act in a professional way and deal with clients and coworkers and any of the financial leaders within the private bank and elsewhere. And community, this was a big one. I was able to make an impact on the clients by helping them and their families deliver wealth that they've built for their whole life to future generations, whether that's charities or their children or just their own financial goals. And it was really cool to see that built out and how we were making a difference in their lives and within the community as a whole through the management of their wealth. I wanted to throw this in there. We did a volunteering opportunity at the Grace Place. These are the two other summer analysts and one of our analyst managers. That's Cynthia. She's a banker as well. And so that's all. Thank you so much. It was a great experience.